Antarctica is the most remotely located continent on the planet. With a size twice as large as Australia, the mere fact that almost nobody lives there, and a teeth-shattering temperature, life in that cold barren wasteland seems dull and uninviting. Not until leading scientists and explorers made some fascinating discoveries to prove it really isn't as bad as you think. From waterfalls looking like blood to gigantic icebergs that can actually sing, here are the 11 strangest things found in Antarctica. Number 11. Singing ice. For those of you familiar with Antarctica, either in real life or on TV, you'll notice how there's not much to be heard except the rustling of the cold winds, the sounds of a few ships, and that's pretty much it. That was until scientists started noticing a strange sound coming out of different icebergs around them. This went on and on until they discovered that it was a harmonious combination of the rushing winds and the snow to give that peculiar sound. The sound, however, isn't just to get our spine tingling. It actually performs an important function for the people who are interested in climbing by helping them know if a particular structure is sturdy enough to hold their weight. Number 10. Green iceberg. We all know icebergs to be whitish in color, at least that's what I think. But have you ever seen green ice? I'm not talking about freezing food coloring to get green ice. I'm actually referring to a natural condition. After the ice was analyzed by a group of explorers in the year 1988, the ice was discovered to actually be made from marine ice, and it's formed due to the reaction of iron oxide and seawater. This combination then mixes with the natural blue color of the ice. On the surface of seawaters and other water bodies lies a group of organisms known as phytoplankton, which is a plant-based type of plankton. These planktons rely on iron to form their nutrition, which nourishes them enough to be eaten by zooplanktons. The zooplanktons are then eaten by smaller fish, which in turn are eaten by larger fish and other sea creatures, until a small ecosystem is formed. In other words, this phenomenon isn't just for show, it's actually pretty important. Number 9. Sea monster fossils. The heaviest known elasmosaur to ever exist was discovered by scientists after a hard and strenuous series of unearthing, or more appropriately, unicing. The elasmosaur was an ancient gigantic aquatic monster that roamed the seas during the Cretaceous period, alongside the dinosaurs. Scientists estimated their weight to be about 15 tons. To put that into perspective, that weighs almost as much as 3 elephants. A leading scientist from Purdue University was the first to make this discovery while on an expedition to Seymour Island, just at the northern tip of the Antarctic Peninsula, in the year 1989. He couldn't excavate the fossils on his own, so he told other scientists where it was so they could help him unearth it, and it's still to this date one of the most complete and historically accurate fossil records ever assembled. Number 8. Earthquakes. Scientists had an erroneous belief that due to the weight of the icebergs pressing on top of the Earth's surface, that it's physically impossible for any form of shaking to occur, let alone an earthquake. And let's admit it, that actually makes sense. It wasn't until later that they found out earthquakes happen regularly in Antarctica, even as regular as the ones in other parts of the world. In 2009, 27 earthquakes were recorded, and they range from 2.2 to 3.9 in magnitude. The difference is that a different set of tools is required to be able to measure them. Number 7. Blood red waterfall. Researchers in Antarctica discovered a huge iceberg with water pouring out of it. Sounds normal, right? If you think blood flowing out of an icy rock is normal, that is. Fortunately, it wasn't really blood, but water with a tint of red in it. Scientists first thought it was from the action of red algae, until they later found out that it was just a simple chemical reaction involving iron oxide. Okay, that one may have only sounded paranormal in the title. Number 5, on the other hand, would really give you something to think about. Number 6. Warm caves. A naturally occurring warm spot is probably the last place you would ever think could exist in a continent as cold as Antarctica. However, it was discovered that a noticeable amount of heat is produced in some caves due to huge cracks in the Earth's crust, directly under icebergs of the cave. This releases a large amount of geothermal energy, which originates directly from the Earth's crust. There's also another cave in a mountain called EREBUS, which is known for housing a substantial amount of steam that helps distribute heat to its environment. Scientists took DNA samples of the cave and found out that it belonged to smaller organisms like algae and other minuscule plants. This is sure proof that it can support life. I'm not joking. You could walk into the cave with nothing but a t-shirt and still be fine. Not really advising you go ahead and try it, but at least it's what the experts said. Number 5. A UFO? A lot of people out there have claimed to encounter a real-life alien spaceship, which is another word for UFO. Nobody knows exactly what they are, but it beats my imagination to think there's actually something they need in a location greatly starved of human presence. Maybe they don't like us humans, which is fair if you ask me. The answers may have been found by a group of alien hunters. Yes, they're actually a thing, who discovered an actual UFO trail running along the icy wastelands of Antarctica. They went ahead to take pictures of the trails, which soon went viral, with so many people talking about it and giving up their own theories. It went on for quite a while, until the real professionals got a hold of a picture and quickly dismissed it as a fake, claiming it was just an avalanche. The alien hunters replied that it couldn't have been an avalanche because the entire trail looked too organized to have been from any natural phenomenon like an avalanche. Do you think it was actually an avalanche? Or the scientists just wanted to divert our attention from something serious? Let us know in the comment section below. Number 4. Mount Erebus. I made a bit of a reference to Erebus earlier, so I thought I could do a bit more explanation. You see, Antarctica has a lot of volcanoes, but not exactly all of them are active. Mount Erebus, in this case, happens to be part of the active ones. It has liquid magma and boiling lakes that have been active for about 1.5 million years. It has a towering height of 3,800 meters and is Antarctica's second tallest volcano. Despite its hazardous conditions and remote location, scientists were able to climb and explore the mountain in the year 2013, and to their surprise, they found living organisms thriving amongst the immense heat. Number 3. Meteorite. Although meteorites can land on just about anywhere on the Earth, it's much easier to find them when they crash in Antarctica because it's a dry, cold environment and temperatures can preserve the rock and its fragments. Not just that, it's easier to find large meteorites in a snow-white background. Since 1976, there have been over 20,000 different samples collected, with the largest weighing close to 18 kilograms. Number 2. Rainforests. Before Antarctica became what it is today, it was actually a warm region with trees and vegetation, even people. The discovery was made due to different findings, such as leaf impressions and decayed wood. All this evidence points toward the fact that there may have been a rainforest in existence. Scientists also discovered a sperm cell as old as 50 million years on the egg case of a long-extinct species of worms that could lead to an evolutionary breakthrough. Just thought you might want to know that. Number 1. Weird-looking animals. Even with a temperature close to negative 89.4 Celsius, technically a continent-sized freezer, Antarctica can still support a host of special wildlife, and I'm not just talking about microscopic creatures. Different crustaceans, spiders the size of plates, really large squids, and giant worms with large, sharp-toothed jaws all seem to tolerate the extremely harsh freezing environment. Aside from them, you can also see a special species of fish that is totally translucent, making it easy for anyone to see their internal organs. They also have a special antifreeze property that, while it prevents them from freezing to death, inevitably kills them if they should be taken to warmer waters. Oh! And for the record, their blood isn't the usual red color because they don't have hemoglobin, which is what makes our blood red in color. Would you like to go see all of this for yourself, or would you rather sit home and enjoy a cup of coffee? I know what I'd rather do. Let us know in the comment section below, and as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring our notification icon to be part of our next video. Till then, stay safe, keep exploring, bye-bye.